JUJ and MAJUJ were people living on earth, free to go wherever they want, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted a miracle to take place on the hands of one of his righteous servants. And I emphasize on the word righteous servants. He is not a prophet, nor that he is a messenger. He is a righteous ruler, a righteous just leader that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about in the Quran al-Kareem. And Allah Azza wa Jal refers to him as Dhul Qarnayn. Dhul Qarnayn. Allah Azza wa Jal makes mention of Dhul Qarnayn in Surah Al-Kahf, in which Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ Dhul Qarnayn. Oh Muhammad, they ask you about Dhul Qarnayn. And Dhul Qarnayn means the rulers who ruled the east and the west, and amongst those Muslims were Sulaiman alayhi salam, the great prophet Solomon, and Dhul Qarnayn, who ruled the entire earth. So the people that were living near that mountain, they came and complained to Dhul Qarnayn, and they complained to him about JUJ and MAJUJ, those two nations, those two big corrupt nations. And they said, Inna JUJ wa MAJUJ mufsiduna fil ard. JUJ and MAJUJ are causing so much mischief and corruption on the surface of this earth. They eat anything they want, they take anything they want, they kill whomever they want. فَهَلْ نَجْعَلُ لَكَ خَرْجًا على أن تجعل بيننا وبينهم سدا. So they made a proposal to Dhul Qarnayn. They said, Oh Dhul Qarnayn, we are making an offer to you that you help us to block them, put them inside that mountain, and get rid of their mischief and their corruption. So Dhul Qarnayn, this righteous and pious leader, he says, قال ما مكنني فيه ربي خير. What Allah Azza wa Jal had bestowed upon me from strength, power and authority is better than what you are trying to offer me. It's better than what you are trying to give me. فَأَعِينُونِي بِقُوَّةٍ أَجْعَلْ بَيْنَكُمْ وَبَيْنَهُمْ رَدْمًا. What I need from you in return, that you assist me and help me in creating a barrier, in creating a wall, a dam, that we could block them inside the mountains, and then we could get rid of their corruption and mischief. آتوني زبر الحديد. So he put a strategy together. How is he going to get rid?
Hey, shalom, shalom. All praise, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kadash, and Abhana to the elder and the apostles of Great Mason who do well, a peace, a blessing, a salutation to Joachim who are pushing this truth to the four winds of the heaven, be on the forefront of this spiritual war, to make sure Jerusalem is established as a praise, here yes again, as in the days of old. So, as in the days of old Salak. So this is an explanation of who really JUJ and MAJUJ were. This is a Quran version of GOG and MAGOG on a small sense. But when you listen as he explains, going to this buggedout, is a Quran explanation which sensationalized. You see, talking about the JUJ and MAJUJ, that basically was going to Isa wisdom, man. And the war of GOG and MAGOG. It was going to Revelation, the 20th chapter, and Ezekiel is the 38th chapter. See, especially Revelation is a 20th chapter because when he was explaining about JUJ and MAJUJ, he was going to their corruption. He was going to the wicked rulership. He was going to how they destroy the earth, man. There is the only one nation which does not care about the earth, man. That's Isa wisdom. There is the only one nation which is so corrupt to the extent everybody is tired of them, man. This basically was going to the Roman Empire. And then the Roman Empire fell through who we call Septimius Severine, man. You see, that was that angel, man. That angel who bound the dragon, man, and they put a seal. That is Septimius Severine, man. That was an Israelite. So it was going to this righteous ruler, in which this righteous ruler, it was going to Israelite. They put a seal on Esau, man, over there in the Caucasus mountain. The same thing with JUJ and MAJUJ. They got banished into a mountain. And they tell you Allah put a seal on them so that they cannot come out, but in the later end they will come out. So the Quran is a watered version of the Bible. If you listen really closely, man, it was a watered version of the Bible. You see? So, again, the Bible speaks volume, man. It is even more clear in the Bible, man. This is a book of Revelation 21 saying, I saw an angel come down from heaven, and the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. You see, a great chain in his hand. So, this dude here, he was going to how this righteous ruler, he bound the JUJ and MAJUJ, which I think it was going to metal plates or wood into these two mountains. You see, and he laid hold of the dragon, that old serpent, man, which is the devil and Satan, and they bound him 1,000 years. You see, and they cast him into the bottomless pit, shut him up, and they set a seal upon him. The same thing with JUJ and MAJUJ. You see, the same thing with the Quran was going to JUJ and MAJUJ. See, that righteous ruler, his name was kind of difficult, he set a seal on JUJ and MAJUJ. You see? They cannot come out until the last day, in which we are living the last day right now, man. Esau is out doing what he used to do. Wickedness, man. And they set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nation no more. See? No corruption anymore. The 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that, he must be ruling a retrocession.
Of JUJ and MAJUJ, GOG and MAGOG, and block them inside the mountain. So his strategy was that he gets an iron, plates of iron, and he puts them over each other. So the first thing he did, he pushed them inside the mountains, and then he got plates of iron, and he put them over each other.
Come on, man. But this is an exaggeration right here.
Some of the scholars said that he put wood in between each plate. So he burnt it, and then he made it.
So this here are talking about a carnal seal. But right here, this was a spiritual seal on Esau, man. So going to jumping to verse 7, he's saying, when the 1,000 years expired, Satan shall be risen, in which Satan goes into the adversary, man. In which also JUJ and MAJUJ also goes into whom they call Dajjal, in which Dajjal is the Antichrist. Dajjal also that was going to Esau, man. Esau is an ultimate Antichrist, man. Essentially, Satan be risen out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nation which are the four corners of the earth, GOG and MAGOG. That's why he mentioned GOG and MAGOG. The JUJ and MAJUJ stand for GOG and MAGOG. See? GOG and MAGOG will be released according to this. JUJ and MAJUJ will be released in the day of judgment, in which we are living in those days right now. For you Arab right there, you are waiting for a JUJ and MAJUJ as who you call, as the all call like a zombie type of nation, in which are still living in the mountain. Guess what? The JUJ and MAJUJ have already been released. The one you call Esau Edom have already been released. His seal have already been broken. That's why you see the earth is in this corruption it is, man. Corrupted everywhere. So you guys, you Muslim guys are not spiritual, man. See? You are more of a Khan. And here you go into your JUJ and MAJUJ talking about this strange people. I think I don't even know if they are Aryan or whatever. But this was going to Esau at large. On your larger sense, it was talking about Esau and his wickedness, and the Lord put a seal on his ears, man, over there in the Caucasus mountain. He came out. He took the righteous people over there on Europe, put us into slavery, went to the four corners of the earth, lying to everybody and committing witness. You see, to gather them to the day of judgment. The scripture will talk about that, and shall go out to deceive the nation which of the four quarters of the earth, GOG and MAGOG, to gather them together to bet the number of whom is the sand of the sea. He went on to explain how many these JUJ and MAJUJ were, man. So the Quran was, what can you say? The Quran was going to the Bible, but on a primitive understanding. If
melt over one another and
what a version of it.
copper
You see?
is very He says, هذا رحمة من ربي. This is the mercy of Allah, my Lord. فإذا جاء وعد ربي جعله دكاء وكان وعد ربي حقا. Now this is what Allah Azza wa Jal had promised. As I mentioned in the previous hadith, that each one of them dies, leaves behind 1,000 of his offspring. Another hadith, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he says that JUJ and MAJUJ are 400,000 nations. So there are two nations divided into 400,000 nations. And he says alayhi salatu wasalam, each time one of them dies, leaves behind an offspring of... Each time one of them dies, leaves behind an offspring of...
So that was like a cinema, man. Exaggeration. But it was going to Revelation 28 to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is the sand of the sea. So to cement that, let us get the Klasky Ezekiel. The Klasky Ezekiel at 8. See? The Klasky Ezekiel at 8. See? He said, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech, and Tubal, and prophesies against him. And he says, Thus says the Lord, Hashem, I shall behold you against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech, and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hook in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, and even great company with bucklers and shield, all of them handling swords. So this is a great nation, man. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shield, Gomer, and all his band in the house of Togum of the North Quarter, and all his band, and many people with them. So I am reading, I'm just skimming through, because we have been, especially here in Giz Mission, we have been reading this over and over, man. See, let me see. There is, you shall ascend like a cloud, verse 9, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. So this will be a lot of people, man. That's what this bugged out doctrine was going to. Very carnal and the Jewish in. See, if we will. Shall ascend and come like a storm, so shall it be like a cloud to cover the land, so and all thy band and many people with thee, like the sand of the sea. So JUJ and MAJUJ, that is GOG and MAGOG. JUJ and MAJUJ, GOG and MAGOG. So it was ultimately talking, when you go to the story, to the surah, in which there is a surat, in the Quran, surat, the surat which is talking about JUJ and MAJUJ, when you go and read that surat, if you are really spiritual, that was talking about Esau, and how Esau will gather everybody to the bed of GOG and MAGOG, the final judgment, man, in which you nations, and here he will talk about Arab, man, that judgment is coming to Arab. And the whole entire East, but especially to Arabs, that was going to as a valley of Yehoshaphat. You see, so hey man, I always think, man, me as a man, that Muhammad was a genius, man. a guy who didn't know how to read and write, he came up with a story, man. A water division of the Bible, and he got everything to the T. If we were really spiritual, and listen to the Quran. The Quran is the Bible. The Quran is the Bible which have been added with all of all of these impurities, man. Watered down. He said, for behold, in those days, in that time when I shall bring against the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Yehoshaphat. I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. So when you go to the surat which talk about JUJ and MAJUJ, it started going to war to you Arab. That was going to the Persian Gulf. Because the war for you, JUJ and MAJUJ will be fought over there in the Middle East. And the surat also was going to these people that were ascended, because when you listen, he went on to talk about the location of this mountain range. He said that the messenger went to the east, then he started going west. He went to the east, he started going north. So that was going to Georgia. Over there in the mountain of Georgia, which is that's the land of GOG and MAGOG and Russia at large. So he was saying when JUJ and MAJUJ get released, they'll come down to the Middle East. And that's what is happening. See, Gog and Magog is gathering them to the battle for them to the west, the Valley of Yehoshaphat. So this is a clear explanation of how JUJ and MAJUJ is for you confused Muslim brothers out of there. Because you have a lot of jacking to this here JUJ and MAJUJ fucked up shit. So this is Shalom. I hope you brothers were edified. On to the next.